Study Nation, is a degree worth it in 2025? Now that's a very good question, man. Especially, recently amongst the younger people, there's just that level of doubt whether it's worth it. And especially in this current time where it's fair to say the job market is not the best. It's not the best at all. Like that's what we can all agree to. And once upon a time, there was just the usual: go to school, get an education, go to university, and you made it. Like you'll be treated with such high regard in society, and now having a degree is not rare as it used to be. You know what I mean? So when something is rare, it holds more value, and when something becomes common amongst the everyday people, it doesn't hold that same level of weight. You know, but that even like when it comes to like getting a job now, going for a job, they ask you for experience. Also, you've spent years in university, they ask you for experience and that. Even at entry level roles, like a lot of people say go for an entry level job, man. Apply for them. You go for them. They're asking you for how many experience do you have? My God, I just come out of university, bro. Like we talking about experience, you know. So as time has progressed, like there's this question on whether it's worth it, and I'm just gonna give my perspective. I'm gonna go and show you as well some type of degrees that you can go and get, because a lot of people they go to university and they pick a degree like business, bro. Like, what are you gonna do with business, man? Like, business is such a broad word. There's so many different avenues within business. Like, for example, you got marketing. You like just one example, marketing. That's one aspect of business. You get it? So, it the biggest thing I can say is, when it comes to university, you have to make sure you pick a degree that is specific to a specific role. You know what I mean? Like don't go to university and pick fucking um sociology or some shit. Like, come on, man. Like, why would you go to university and waste years of your life pick sociology? You get it? Like, come on, man, people. So, let me just show you an example, yeah. Like, so obviously, I went to university and I've got a degree in law. I've got a degree in law, and when I left university, like whilst I was in university, I was thinking, do I actually want to be a solicitor? Like before I started university, like until this day, I believe I'd be a very good solicitor or lawyer, whatever you want to refer to it as. And but whilst I was in uni, I was thinking, nah, I don't think this is for me still. Like, I don't think it's for me. I'd rather do something where, for example, you can work remote, you can work wherever you want, and it's more tech based. So that's the road I went down in it. But let me just, for example, you got property and construction. Let's have a look at this one, for example, because what a lot of people fail to understand is if you don't know a job role or a job title, it's hard for you to go for that specific job. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, for example, like a lot of us we only know jobs like nurse, doctor, teacher, and physiotherapist and stuff. But there's a lot of job roles out here where if you don't know the job title, you don't even know what to even go for, and that to me is the main problem that a lot of people are having. Right? So they don't know the job title. So when it comes to going to university, they just pick the most, like they pick the ones that just sound good. You know, oh, what are you going to law to do? Oh, I'm doing business. Oh, listen, don't go to university to do business, but I'm telling you, please. Yeah. So, here you got construction. You got, for example, building surveyor. I've got a cousin that went to university and did building surveying. And like now he's got a job within that specific role. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? He's not gone to university to do business. He's gone to do building surveying, and now that is his title, his job title. So, like for example, like construction manager. And like a lot of people, and this includes me as well. Before I actually started opening my eyes to a lot of things, yeah, I will see like construction sites, I'll see people working there, but for some reason I would never think of going down that avenue. for like a job career. And like there's so many different things within construction. Like yeah, you know, you got like site manager, you've got like a health and safety inspector, and you know, you have all these different type of roles within such a broad, such a large entity. You get what I'm saying? So and this website here is called prospects.ac.uk, and you can go there, you can sign up. It asks you it asks you like what are your strengths and weaknesses. So you can do like a quiz. You answer the quiz, and it tells you what type of person you are, what type of jobs would suit you as an individual. You know what I mean? So yeah, like you got all these type of roles just within um construction. And like for example, I've got a cousin. I know a few people that are doing quantity surveying still, and like the salary is very good. The salary, the average salary for qualified quantity surveyors is 55k, rising to an average of £70,000 for associate quantity surveying and managers. So you know the typical working hours is 37 to 40 hours per week, and like that's an example of a very good career. So he's asking what qualifications. Qualifications ideal would be building or construction, civil structural engineering, economics, mathematics, project management, and you know. So when you pick job titles that relate to that specific one, like if you did business, yeah, like you can't. It's gonna be very very difficult for you to turn up and be like, oh, I've got a degree in business. I want to be a quantity surveyor. You understand what I'm trying to say. I hope I'm making sense, you know, because in my head I'm making sense, and if you actually understand what I'm saying, then you'll be able to apply this and you'll be able to apply it to yourself. So you know, like let's go for something else. So um, let's say for example, let's just say transport and logistics, right? I don't really know much about this one in particular, but you've got airline pilot, electrical engineer, freight forward, IT consultant, like all the type of job, supply chain manager. If you don't know these job titles, you won't be able to go to university and pick these specific courses. So, for example, supply chain manager, the salary for that is average salary for supply chain managers is 56k. At supply chain director level, the average salary is 96k. The qualifications needed for this is, they'll say business management, but I feel like it's just being nice. I feel like it's just being nice. Like, it's best you go and you pick a degree in like supply chain management and transport management. If you go there with business management, you have people that have supply chain management degrees, which you're going to be way behind in the pecking order. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you can go there with business management as a degree, but you're down in the pecking order. I'm not gonna be honest with you. You know, you get me. So, but whether it's worth it, it just depends on whether you want to go down that road. I mean, you got other routes like degree apprenticeships. You got the degree apprenticeships, yeah, where you're doing the work at hand on a day-to-day basis, and you will get like a degree at the end of it as a final result. And me personally, I think that is the best way. That to me is the best way, and a degree apprenticeship. Um, but it just depends on what way you want to go down. Like both have its pros. Yeah, just as long as you make sure you pick the right degree, like that is the main aspect here, people. I'm telling you, pick the right degree. Don't pick something that's just broad and generic, because you're gonna be stuck. You know, and when it comes to, oh, like after university I don't have a job, and I need to get a job, and like the job market's rubbish, they're asking for experience. That's when you have the opportunity to, you got like um graduate schemes, right? So let me just type in graduate schemes. Because a lot of people for some reason they're not really aware of like graduate schemes, and it seems like universities aren't really Cause I'll be honest, no one told me about a graduate scheme when I was in university. You know, like yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. A lot of times you have to do the work yourself. They're not really trying to help you out, man. You know what I mean? Like to the level of degree that you would expect them to. Because at the same time, you gotta remember that these people, as much as you know they're university and they're teaching you, they're literally just teachers. You know what I mean? Like they're literally just human beings that are just teachers. They've gone down the teacher route, the lecturing route. So, you know, but even then, they should have this level of knowledge themselves as well. You know what I mean? But you've got graduate schemes that you can go to. Oh, on that same website I was just on, they also have like graduate schemes on there. View all graduate schemes. Um, okay, so yeah, here you're gonna have all the different graduate schemes. There are 248 matching jobs. You can apply to all of these here, and the salaries aren't too bad. The salaries are not too bad, people. You know what I mean? They're really not too bad. So it's just about you knowing what to go for, you know? And you've also just got straight up apprenticeships. Straight up apprenticeships, or you've got trades that you can go to, being a plumber, being an electrician. But these are especially if you want to do jobs that focuses more on your brain and stuff. Cause you see me, I'm not really a hands-on type of guy. I don't really like to, get my hands all dirty and stuff on an everyday basis. I'd rather just use my brain and operate using my brain. You know what I mean? But yeah, it just depends on how you want to see things. But the job market, I can say the job market isn't the best. So I'm gonna leave you with this. Yeah, just make sure you pick a degree that has a specific job title. So that let's say you're picking a course, yeah, you question, does this course name have a job? You know? Does this course name have a job? Like for example, you've got courses called accounting. You have jobs called account. Shit. Listen, I'm a bit tired, man. As you can see in my eyes, I'm very, very tired. But I thought a lot of people aren't aware, so I'm just trying to put you on some game. But yeah, you have accountants out there. Like some people they've picked jobs they've called history. I mean, they've picked degrees called history. Now you answer that. What job is called history? There's none. Like I showed you the quantity surveying job degree. There's literally jobs called quantity surveying. So yeah, make sure you pick a degree that directly relates to the job title that you want. But yeah, that's it for me, people. And never get discouraged, man. Never ever get discouraged if you know you're not getting any jobs. Like I remember when I finished uni, yeah. I'm telling you, every single day I was applying every day, and I'd keep getting them emails. Thank you for your application, blah blah blah. And as soon as I see, unfortunately, I know what's going down, man. I know it, man. I just knew what was happening, bro. Oh, hi, Stulla. Um, Thank you for your application for such and such. Unfortunately, shut the fuck up, man. Shit. Sometimes you won't even get a reply, man. Which, you know, some people prefer it that way than to get told, unfortunately. But just make sure you just keep applying, man. Like, never feel discouraged because it just takes that one job you apply for, and you're in a much better position than you currently are in right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's it for me, people. As usual, like, subscribe. Bow. I'm out.